friends, welcome in. Welcome. So, today we're in an event. It is a travel journal event in the love of journaling. And the Adventures in Journaling is hosted by Miss Wendy from Dusty Granny Crafts by Wendy. You can see all of the lives from today back over there. Hi there, Miss Brandy. Hello. Welcome in. So I am working on something a little special, and I thought this event would be perfect for it. Okay. Now, travel journals can be very different in many different ways. Hi there, Miss Lisa. Thank you, Miss Wendy. I appreciate it. So there's different forms of travel journals, okay? There is a specific type of binding that is thought of as a journal binder. Well, the type of journal. So, I'll show you that here in a second. Let me just finish to get myself shared out. And where I need to be. Make sure that that I do my Telegram thing, because I tend to forget to do that one. And we'll be ready to go. Alright, so what is a travel journal? Travel journaling, like I said, can go specific to this type of journal. And let me show you what do I mean by that. So let me show you guys, okay? Hi there, Miss Tracy. Hello, welcome in. So many times when I refer to a travel journal, I'm referring to the type of binding that is used. And that is when we use elastic, okay, to hold together our signature or little notebooks like this, okay, that can be put in and out of your journal, okay. The reason why this is called a travel journal is because you would, pick up a notepad. Like I said, I mean, it could be like that. It could be lined, it could be clear. And all you do is when you make your journal cover, you are including elastic to slide your signatures or these little type of notepads through it, and then you can remove the notepad and you tuck this away, and it is specific to that trip, or it is a theme and you did it all in one thing, and you can pull this out and then you can come and you can incorporate a new little booklet or a new whenever you're done, and you just continue working out of it, okay? So that is many times, if you hear me talk about the travel journal binding, this is what I'm referring to, okay? It's when we're using elastics to hold things, okay? So that is the style of binding. Then you have where you take and you make a journal that is specific to a trip, okay? Like this one here. This one was made, this one is sewn in, okay? The pages are sewn in like any normal journal would be, but this one is made for the cruise, okay? So this one was specific for the and so it's got cruise themed, it's ocean themed, all that, because this is from when I took my craft cruise at the beginning of the year. Okay, so that is what that is. Okay, so whether you are doing the style of binding or it is specific to a trip, that is completely up to you. But I did want to, you know, kind of explain that, because when I started learning about journaling and I heard travel journal, I thought it was like the cruise one, that it was specific to, and you know, to a trip that I did. And so I want to keep those memories. And actually learned that it's referring to a type of binding, like I was showing you guys. Now, I've got this journal here. This was gifted to me for last year during a homeschool conference. It is a soft cover journal. It is a grid journal. And I'm part of a group of ladies that are doing, and we've called it the Wandering Journal. So everybody makes a journal, and there, you know, we have a list, and we're going to send it to all these different people, and each person is going to do a spread or things of that nature in these journals. Now, I've chosen to take this that's already made and not make a new one, but I do want to include things in this journal for the ladies who will be getting it, so that it will be interactive. So this is called a traveling journal because it will be traveling through the mail to different people. I did go ahead and put 2 eyelets. I'm gonna put elastic to hold it together because it's gonna end up getting very bulky. And so at least the elastic will help hold that for me. Hello there, Miss Amy. Hi there, Miss Lisa. I'm glad that it's something new and that we are learning. That is, you know, one of the biggest things that I always want to do. Yes, the Traveling Journal. There is a big group called the Sisterhood of the Traveling Journal. It's here on Facebook, and there's several creators that I've seen do it. So when a group of ladies over at Whatnot mentioned doing something like that, I was like, that is so cool, I want to do it. So I hopped on. Now, because this journal is already pre-made, you see how this page is kind of stuck to the front page? I'm going to go ahead and glue it, just to try to kind of like keep it, you know, somewhat together. And that is one of the things that I will be doing with this, is I'm going to be gluing pages together so that it doesn't become super bulky. There's a total of 15 people that this journal will be going to. Well, 14, because I'm one of them. But so we have to make sure that we have enough space in the journal for each person to make a spread. But I want to include some fun pages because I want people to include things like a Bible verse, or you know, like their favorite Bible verse or their favorite quote, and things of that nature. It is a very fun idea. Like I said, I'm very excited to be able to be a part of that. Okay, so on the first page, I am going to include a, you know, read the instructions, and I have to type that up. And then we're going to do like a little check-in part here as well. Okay. And I think that for that, I'm going to try to make like a library card for people to check in to it. Okay. Next, we need to glue these pages together. Like I said, because we are going to try to make sure that it is a little bit more stable. And you guys are going to help me while I do my About Me spread. Like, what are the things that I like, you know, things of that nature. And I'm just going to come down like this. And Alright, there's the next page. Hi, Miss Teresa. It is a really nice idea, honestly. I really do like that. I think it would be a lot of fun to do. You know, you do have to be committed to being able to ship it out because, you know, you have so many people in the group and you have to be able to ship it out and all that stuff. But I think that that is still really good, right? Okay. So we're going to work on the about me. And for this part, right, I want to do some fancy type lettering. And we're going to try to do things like in my favorite color and things of that nature, right? And let me go ahead and glue this next page down since this is the spread that we're going to be working on. I thought about how fun it would be to do it, but I know that not everybody would feel comfortable. But that might be something fun to think about. Yeah, I think it would be so much, I think it would be a lot of fun, right? So we said that was the instructions on how to fill it out. That was the check-in, and this is the about me page. Okay. So first things first. Hi there, Miss Patty. First things first, I want to put some paper down, and I am going to grab a page from here because I want to use some of this. So I'm going to include some of this as a background. I love purple, so that's why we're going to include this page. And I'm gonna go ahead and just go like straight over that, and that's fine. It'll be okay. So we're gonna go ahead and glue this down. So has anybody ever heard of the Sisterhood of the Wandering Journal? I'm kind of curious if anybody is following one of the creators that does this type of this event. I said there's several of those. It's a group of ladies here on Facebook that does that one, and we're just calling the one on Whatnot, we're just calling the Wandering Journal. So I'm going to try to come as close up to the edge as possible. You have? Okay. Oh, you haven't. Gotcha. Yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun to do, especially for several of us in here who love to journal, and, you know, we've gotten close to each other. So, you know, at the end, I'm going to have this journal with some fun things that people have added into it throughout its travel time. And with there being 15 people in the group, it's definitely gonna take a while before I see the journal back, but it's gonna be so much fun when it does come back, right? Because I'll be able to see what everybody did to it, How did they answer? So I'm excited about that part. Okay. So let's do some hand lettering, okay? And I'm going to take advantage of the grid. And I'm actually going to use the grid so that I can write out my letters. Okay, so let's see if we can come just a tad bit closer for you guys to see, and then I'll color it in. Okay, so we're gonna do and it's very helpful if you have to have like spaces that you go ahead and, you know, go ahead and put your spaces in. All right. So if you would have to say, if you would have to do a spread about yourself, what would be some of the things that you would include? I'm kind of curious. What would you include? Like, I'm obviously going to include cats, because I love our cats. You know, if you have pictures, you could include pictures of yourself and your family, right? Hi there, Miss Kim. How are you doing, Miss Kimberly? I hope that you are doing well. So tell me, what would be things that you would say about yourself? You know, sometimes it's hard for us to think that way. Like, what are things that you would want to tell people about yourself, right? So, about, and then I guess I'll do the me down here. Actually, no, I got an idea. Church, family, sewing, paint. There we go. See? So you start thinking about what are those things that you would tell people about yourself. Like, what are the things that you love, that you are passionate about? You know, I am going to include some Bible verse cards in my journal, and it's going to be a take a card and leave a verse type page, because I want people to, like I said, to leave me their favorite Bible verse, or if they're not if they don't have one, or they would prefer to leave a quote, that is fine. You know, I cannot assume that everybody has the same beliefs as myself, and that is okay. Yes, include your hobbies. Correct. So my hobbies. What are my hobbies? I love to do paper crafting, right? Anything with paper. So, as you guys know, I've played around with paper for so long. I like to thrift. I like to go find things that were somebody else's junk or trash and turn it into a treasure. That is definitely me. I definitely love to do that. And talking about that, I actually found some Woodgie Bend today at my local Goodwill. I was so stoked because I've never been able to play with that because it's actually quite expensive. So I'm excited I get to try that out. Alright, so about me. And this is where you can use stickers, if we have stickers. And I think I have some cat stickers here, so I'm gonna, well, that is a cat bat. But yeah, I do have some cat stickers. I'm gonna include some cat stickers. Because if you know, you know, I love me some cats. I think they are just the cutest little animals. They are also very rambunctious. Yes, that was an amazing find. Like, I was so stoked because I just went in and I was like, I'm only going to go looking for little golden books, and that was it. And then something told me, like, just walk the aisles, and I was looking for some little domes because I want to make like some little like some little mini scenes, so I wanted some domes. So I started walking around, and then in the wood pile area, the wood aisle, they had that, and I was like, oh, so cool. Okay, so I love kitty cats, so I'm gonna include this one with the heart because I love kitty cats. Yours would be gardening. Ooh, gardening, thrifting, crafts, family, church, and your Yorkie. Yes, we all have our fur family, and you know, we love our fur babies, right? We love our fur babies. So, let me see if I have. No, I do not need a white gel pen, that's for sure. Hi there, Miss Sheila. Okay, so what? I love purple. Green and blue. Hello, hello. I am a mother of 3 young adults. Y'all, that is crazy that I can write that now. I am doing well, thank you. They are all spoiled rotten. Yes, yes, they are. Yes, tell me about it, cause, yeah, my all of our cats are so spoiled. It ain't funny. It's kind of crazy. Y'all want to know something funny? Um, so me and hubby had our anniversary on Sunday, right? And we went out to eat. We went out to eat, and I told him, that time has just flown by and all this, that, the other. And then I said that, we had been married for 6 years. I was like, and how crazy is that? That time has flown that much. He texted me that night after, when he got to work. And he was like, I think you have your math wrong. And I was like, oh, you mean the fact that we've been married actually for 7 years and not 6? He's like, yeah. He's like, do you know how long it took me to think about that? I was like, no, how long did it take you? He's like, I was sleeping on it. Like, something didn't sound right. I was like, oh my gosh. But at least he figured it out. Alright, I am trying to get this tape to work. Ah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yes. I have been very blessed. That is for sure. I am trying to take this off and it wants to come up with everything. Oh, come on. This PT tape is being crazy. Oh well. I was hoping that that was going to be a straight mushroom. But oh well. That's not gonna work. Let me see. I want to include something green on here, since I do like green as well. So, and I have a whole bunch of like greenery. But yeah, that was funny, because he was like, it took me a bit. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. You're okay. I'm just glad he got it right though. I'm sure he's glad too. Here we go. Here's some mushrooms. Alright, so we're going to include some mushrooms because I like mushrooms. I like all the mushies. I think they're so super cute. So we have some mushies. And I do think I want to include her. I thought I had a girl in red as well. Ah, I was right. I do have a girl in red. So we can do like that. Or if I had a blue girl, we could include her. And not really. Let's see if we have anything over here. Flowers. So I do tend to keep stuff by color. It does help a lot. It does help a lot when I'm doing, when I'm creating things. Thank you. I thought so too. I thought it would be so cute. Alright, so let's add a tab to this as well. And this one, I'm just going to use some of my glue. Hi there, Miss Trudy. Hello. Welcome in. I hope that everybody is having a wonderfully blessed day. So I am working on a journal that will be traveling the US. So it's not specific to a specific trip, but in its own right, it is a traveling journal because it will be traveling. And we'll be traveling the US. So I'm excited to see what beautiful things people are going to add to this journal. And this tab is made with a punch, but you can make tabs as well. I mean, you can cut little squares out if you want, right? You can make little, like a long rectangle and fold it in half. That will work. I want to have these little tabs, at least for the pages that I am making. So I want to go ahead and that's what I thought. I was going to be right there, so I needed to get this in so that I don't write where this is going. And the fun thing is, because this is a book, you can send this via media mail. So It will help a little bit with the cost of shipping. So if you ever have a group, that's have done a couple of the traveling journals. Neither have returned and are lost. Ugh. That, you know, I had that happen too. I had that happen as well. So it is sad when that does happen. Hoping that it does not happen this time. But we shall see, right? Okay, so I've got me some tabs going. Do like that. I definitely want to add her in here. I don't know if I'm going to add the red one yet. I'm not sure about that. We shall see how that ends up working out. Alright. 6. Alright. So what are other things that you guys, when you guys think of me, what are some of the things that you think of? What are things that I like? I'm going to go grab something for that right quick. Because there is something I want to add there. So, most of you know, I love steampunk. So, let's include a gear or something in here. Okay, I can't pick this up. Teaching, helpful, creative. Oh, thank you. That is very sweet of you. I appreciate that. Multicultural, yep. That is a definite. That's too big. I need another teeny tiny one. There we go. So let's glue those down. I love to travel. I love to travel. You are so right about that. I was just not born rich enough for it. But I do love to travel. And talking about travel, is anybody wanting to be a part of one of my retreats or a cruise? You can always send me a message and we can work on that. I'm super excited because next month I get to see several of you lovely ladies. Okay, now that's gonna have to dry, but we've got that there. So We've included cats, we've included steampunk, mushrooms, the fairies, and purple, because I love that. Travel. I do love to travel. Let me see if I have. Let me see if I have anything that would work. Ah, here we go. A cruise ship. Include a cruise ship in here, because me love to travel. Yay, work is done. That's awesome. So I'll include the cruise ship over here, because I love to go. Cruising is like my ultimate favorite type of travel. That is like, I don't know, to me it is just so relaxing. I absolutely love cruising. It is just so much fun. I'm not a huge fan of airplanes, mainly because of the pressure changes. They tend to trigger migraines, so I don't like it. But hey, if I want to go see family, so yeah. Those cards, LOL. I have gone blank on what they are called. The ATC cards? Is that what you're talking about, Brandy? I love making ATC cards. Yep, I do. You are right about that. You are absolutely right. Yes, those are so much fun to do. And Miss Wendy actually hosts a swap for ATC cards. So if anybody ever wants to join and send out positive, motivational ATC cards, give her a message. Let her know that you would like to join. Because it is a lot of fun. I haven't been able to do it for the last few weeks only because I've been so crazy busy, but it is a lot of fun to do. So if anybody would like to join, make sure you give Miss Wendy, our lovely hostess for today, a message, and either her or Miss Tracy will respond, and they'll get you hooked up. Okay? So I am including. Oh, I'm gonna be so happy when I replace this nozzle today. I just didn't have time to do it before my live, but I'm going to be so happy. I'm trying a new bottle top that I found. Somebody mentioned it and I went looking for it today at the Hobby Lobby and I found it, so I'm gonna try it and we'll see how it does. And then I can tell y'all. If it does good, then I am going to be using those. And anything that ends up sticking over, just you can cut it up, trim it off afterwards. Like there's no big, like no rush to that. Okay. Let's see. So we have the cruise ship that I love. I love that. Let's see, what else do I have in here? I love artwork. So, let's see. I don't know if this fox might be too big or not. Let's see once I cut it down if it'll be too big. So there's one of the things that I do need to include is a T. So I'm going to go find, I know I have a stamp. So I'm going to go find that stamp and put it on here for my tea, because I love my hot teas. Those are like some of my favorite. I love drinking my hot tea at night. So let me see. I think that'll look good. What do you guys think? Once I cut the rest of the white off, I think that should look fine. Had to swap over to my fussy cutting scissors because these ones, if anybody is looking for paper pads or stickers, definitely check out your Hobby Lobbies, because they are doing a lot of clearance in the paper crafting aisle, and you might be able to find some stuff. So if you are in need of any of those items, I would suggest you guys waltz on over to your local Hobby Lobby and see if you find any, if they have anything of their stuff on clearance. I'd been seeing a lot of people doing hauls, but honestly I'd been trying to stay away, and then ended up going to, yeah, that is gonna look cute right there. Alright, so we're gonna add him, because if anybody knows anything, I love foxes. So we gotta include a fox just as much as we include a cat, right? So include a fox. And this is actually it's a picture of a statue of this mixed media artist. I absolutely love how he does his sculptures. It's very, very cool. He uses, you can see like pieces of jewelry, attached. He'll name all of his sculptures, and they'll be like, things somehow written in with either, like I said, pieces of old jewelry or just all kinds of stuff. It's actually really cool to see how he does it. Alright, so we have a fox. And you can kind of see here where there's some like different items on this just on the picture you can tell, but when you see them up close, it is, yeah, it is just awesome. I really do like how they look. So let's see, let's work, let's give this a mosey down. Let me go ahead and stick these other two so that I can go ahead and put the next tab. Well, hello there, Mellows. Hello, hello, welcome in, friend. Thank you for popping by, stopping by, popping in. You know what I was trying to say. So we're working on a journal that literally will be traveling. As it will be going across the states to different people. So this is my wandering journal. Trying to make sure that I kind of have like the same distance, you know. And like I was explaining, there's a, you know, when it comes to a travel journal, it is it has, you know, you question if it is the part of you're doing it for you know, an actual like trip that you did, or like in this case that the journal will be the journal itself will be traveling, or are we talking about the style of journal, because there is a specific type of binding that is called a traveler journal. And and so you have to know the differences about that. Well, thank goodness this is on the side that needs to be glued together anyways, because I totally messed that up right there. You when you do use a pre-made journal like I am, it is important to take those pages and kind of put them together, unless you actually are using a very thick and sturdy journal with, you know, with really thick pages, then it's a different story. But for the most part, a lot of the pre-made journals tend to be tend to have like very thin-ish style papers. And because we don't know, like I don't know if the people that will be doing something are going to add paper, or they're just gonna straight journal on the pages, whatever it is that they choose to do. So I need to make sure that it is something sturdy, right? And I'm going to make sure this time, I don't need that much glue, that this time I make sure that I'm not grabbing a gazillion wrong pages. So thank you, Miss Wendy, for having me. I really do appreciate it. I hope that what I worked on was good and made sense for our theme of today. Hello there, sweet Carla. How are you, my dear? So there's my tabs. And I really don't plan to do much to the cover. Heart and Harvest, I do like that. I did cover up the whole, what it said here, and I put T's Wandering Journal Cultivator, because honestly, I do feel like I try to be a cultivator in our community. And then, you know, it's companion journal, blah, blah, and then there's the website, but it'll be fine. So again, this will be the check-in part, and then here's the about me. Here's where I'm going to add the take a Bible verse, and then a leave a Bible verse, and I'm gonna like leave plenty of space for them to write on. Dang the showers. Yeah, well, I'm also on a little earlier than usual, but at least for me, but this is the time that worked, so this is the time that, you know, we needed to fill in, so I made sure that we did fill in. Alright, so, alright, I put down what colors I like. Let's see, what could we say about let's see. Favorite themes would be, and this is where we would put things like steampunk, which we have right there. Alright. Gothic, because I've done a lot of gothic stuff. Dark romance. I do like mystical. Obviously cats. Anything cats. Anything mushrooms. Golly, sometimes it's hard to think, but guys, thank you for hanging out with me. We are actually on our way to go see our next presenter, so make sure that you stay tuned. You can see everybody over at the Dusty Granny event group page, and I hope that you guys will hop on over there so that you can see our next presenter. And I'm excited to see what Miss Amy will be doing. So I'll see you guys later. Ciao!